Hi there, and welcome to Science Sleep, where quiet curiosity meets peaceful rest. Tonight, we drift toward the smallest world circling our sun, a silent, scorched sphere racing through space, wrapped not in storms or clouds, but in pure, ancient light. Mercury, a planet with no air to carry sound, no sky to soften the day, and nights so deep they feel older than time itself. But in this calm journey, we won't explore Mercury's heat or its harshness. Instead, settle into its stillness the way sunlight whispers. Across its surface, the way shadows stretch slowly in a place where silence is absolute, and the way this tiny world holds its quiet secrets so close to the sun. Tonight, we invite you to float just above that glowing horizon to feel the soft pulse of solar warmth, gentle and far away, to imagine the peace of a world where nothing stirs, nothing moves, and the only sound is the steady hum of space itself. So breathe slowly, let your thoughts loosen, and allow Science Sleep to guide you through this warm, quiet drift across Mercury's solar-lit silence. Welcome to Solar Heat Whisper, a soft voyage into deep, restful sleep. Part 1. The quiet world. Closest to the sun, Mercury drifts in its orbit as the smallest world in the solar system. It circles the sun faster than any other planet, completing a full loop in just 88 Earth days. This rapid motion gives Mercury its ancient name, the messenger moving swiftly through the sky as seen from Earth. Yet, despite its speed, Mercury itself is a world of stillness. A world where silence is deeper than anywhere on Earth. A world without wind, without storms, and without the soft whisper of air across stone. Because Mercury has no true atmosphere, only a thin exosphere made of scattered atoms drifting like dust in a sunbeam. As you breathe slowly now, imagine floating above this quiet world. Imagine the sun rising on Mercury's horizon, not with a gentle glow, but with a brilliance so intense that shadows sharpen like carved edges. The sunlight is stronger here, nearly 7 times stronger than on Earth. Yet, in this meditation, that light is not harsh. It is warm, soft, golden, a whisper from the sun rather than a roar. When Mercury turns toward the sun, its surface bakes to temperatures over 400 degrees Celsius. But because there is no atmosphere to hold heat, the warmth does not linger. Night on Mercury drops to below 170 degrees below zero. A world defined not by heat or cold alone, but by contrast, by extremes, by silence. Picture yourself drifting over a landscape shaped for billions of years by nothing but impacts from space. Craters spread across Mercury like the ancient memory of the solar system. Every bowl-shaped imprint tells a story of a time when the young sun was surrounded by dust, rock, and ice, all colliding and merging to form planets. There is a crater on Mercury called Caloris Basin. It is one of the largest impact structures in the solar system. When whatever object struck Mercury billions of years ago made contact, the shockwave traveled through the entire planet. On the opposite side, the surface shattered and buckled in response. A reminder that Mercury is small, but made of iron and stone, strong enough to ring like a bell under cosmic force. As you float in calm silence above this ancient world, Feel how long it has existed in this quiet state. 4.5 billion years. A world without oceans, without air, without clouds or rain. Just sunlight, stone, shadow, and the slow turning of a planet locked in a rhythm older than life on Earth. Mercury spins slowly, completing one rotation every 58 Earth days. This slow turning means sunrise is a rare event here. If you were standing on Mercury's surface, you would wait weeks for the sun to rise higher in the sky. And when it finally did, it would appear incredibly large, more than twice the size it appears from Earth. But in this peaceful drift, you do not feel the intensity, only the warmth, only the soft, spreading glow, only the gentle sense of a world bathed in sunlight, older than every memory on Earth. Let your mind wander over Mercury's smooth plains, its ridges, its cliffs called scarps, which stretch for hundreds of kilometers. These scarps were formed as Mercury cooled over time. As its metallic core shrank, the entire planet wrinkled slightly. It contracted a world, becoming smaller as it aged. This shrinking world carries wrinkles like the lines of an ancient, sleeping face. Calm, quiet, old, peaceful. You drift forward slowly now, letting the light wash over you. You feel the contrast of day and night, not as heat or cold, but as calm cycles of brightness and shadow. The day side glows golden white. The night side rests in deep, star-filled black, two halves of a world in balance. Far below, dust grains sit untouched for millions of years. Nothing moves them. No wind lifts them. No air shifts across them. They remain exactly where they fell. A perfect stillness that feels almost sacred. Mercury's exosphere is so thin that if you took all the atoms surrounding the planet and packed them together, they would not form even a breath of Earth's air. Yet, this exosphere glows faintly under sunlight. Atoms of sodium create a delicate, almost invisible haze, a ghostlight halo around the planet, like a sigh from the stones themselves. Imagine drifting through this soft halo. It feels weightless, quiet, like passing through golden dust illuminated by the sun. The particles do not cling to you. They move gently, drifting, floating, following paths shaped by solar radiation rather than wind. The sun beats down on Mercury with intensity, but Mercury listens in silence. It absorbs light. It reflects light. It does not roar back. It whispers. It glows. It rests. Breathe slowly again. Feel the rhythm of Mercury's long days and long nights, aligning with your breath. Light in, dark out, warmth in, stillness out. Mercury's core is large, unusually large for such a small planet. It is mostly iron, a dense, metal heart beating quietly beneath the crust. Scientists believe Mercury's interior may still be partly molten. A slow, gentle stirring of metal deep below the surface. Not violent, not loud. A silent, ancient warmth. Imagine that warmth now, deep below you. A slow pulse of heat from an iron heart. Steady, soft, enduring. As you drift over the terminator, The line between day and night, the contrast becomes soothing. On one side, brilliant sunlight. On the other, a calm, endless night. A perfect balance that invites your thoughts to settle, to slow, to quiet. The Terminator on Mercury is a place without wind, without sound. The light fades softly, not through clouds, but directly across stone. Here, shadows stretch for miles. Long, calm, unmoving. This is where you float now, between warmth and coolness, between brightness and darkness, between energy and rest. The solar wind, a stream of charged particles from the sun, touches Mercury constantly. Particle play, $17. Yet Mercury does not resist. It lets the particles flow past, brushing the planet like a gentle tide of invisible light. You drift within that tide now, feeling it not as force, but as softness, as a quiet hum, as a cosmic breath. Mercury has no moons, no companions orbiting it. It travels alone around the sun. But in this solitude, there is peace. A simple, quiet rhythm, a world content in its path. You float higher now, above the craters, above the scarps, above the glowing horizon, and Mercury begins to look like a small sphere of silver-gray stone wrapped in a halo of gold from the sun. Its simplicity is calming. Its stillness is grounding. The sunlight reflects off metallic minerals on the surface. Not bright enough to hurt, just a soft sparkle, like dust catching a candle flame. Each sparkle is gentle, slow, soothing. The deeper you breathe, the quieter Mercury feels. The deeper the silence becomes. This silence is not empty. It is full of history, full of age, full of the calm that comes from 4 billion years of uninterrupted stillness. Let that ancient calm settle into your own thoughts. Let it soften the muscles of your face. Let it release your shoulders. Let it ease your breath. Let it slow your heartbeat. You drift slowly across the surface again, moving just above the ground. Every boulder, every crater rim, every ridge sits exactly where it has for ages. Nothing changes quickly here. Time on Mercury flows like honey slow, steady, patient. This slowness will guide you now, guide your mind, guide your rest, guide your descent into deeper calm. Part 2, the long dawn and the slow dance of light. Mercury's dawn begins long before the sun appears. Because the planet rotates so slowly, the horizon brightens gradually, like a single breath stretched over many Earth days. This slow rising of light feels peaceful, almost meditative. There is no rush here, no sudden shift, only the unfurling of brightness across ancient stone. As you drift above the surface, imagine watching that dawn from a crater rim. The sky above is black, perfectly black. Stars do not twinkle here because there is no atmosphere to blur their light. The universe looks sharp, clear, infinite. Then, at the edge of Mercury's horizon, a faint glow forms. Not the colors of Earth's sunrise. No oranges, no pinks, no soft clouds to scatter the light. Only a pure, unfiltered glow that slowly intensifies. This glow emerges from the sun's immense presence. Mercury orbits so close that the sun dominates the sky. Its light is a physical sensation, not just an illumination. A pressure, a warmth, a presence you can feel even in this imagined, weightless drift. As the sun lifts higher, you notice something unusual. The sun does not rise cleanly the way it does on Earth. On Mercury, because of the planet's unique orbit and slow rotation, the sun can appear to pause, to stop, even to move backward for a moment. This apparent reversal is caused by Mercury's elliptical orbit and its resonance rotating 3 times for every 2 orbits around the sun. From the surface, the sun's motion becomes a slow dance, a quiet, steady choreography shaped by gravity and time. You drift in that soft, golden glow, letting the rhythm of Mercury's sky calm your thoughts. Below you, the surface brightens but remains silent. Heat rises slowly from the ground, not in waves that shimmer through air, because there is no air, but in the invisible warming of stone. A gentle expansion, a quiet awakening. The daylight on Mercury grows stronger as the sun climbs. But for your mind, this light becomes soft, warm, soothing, a golden presence that invites relaxation rather than intensity. Imagine drifting just above a plain of smooth rock called a mare. These plains were formed by ancient volcanic flows that cooled billions of years ago. They are wide, flat, serene, a perfect landscape for the mind to rest upon. The rocks here are dark gray, fine-grained, dust-covered, and each grain of dust is older than any sand grain on Earth. Untouched, unmoved, resting in the same place for eons. This stillness is contagious. It spreads into your breath, into your chest, into your thoughts, bringing everything into calm alignment. Mercury's surface may look harsh to the eye, but to the resting mind, it feels like a sanctuary of silence, a place where time has stopped, where nothing interrupts your drifting peace. As you float higher, you approach a ridge, curved cliff created by the shrinking of Mercury's interior. These cliffs can rise thousands of meters and stretch for hundreds of kilometers. Imagine gliding along the edge of such a scarp. Its shadow stretches far behind it, unmoving, unchanging. A reminder that even geological activity on Mercury is gentle, slow, quiet. The sunlight reveals subtle colors in the rock. Not bright colors, but muted tones, soft browns, grays, and faint hints of gold where minerals catch the light. These quiet colors help your thoughts settle. There is nothing overwhelming here, nothing demanding attention, only the calm presence of stone and light. As Mercury warms, the few atoms in its exosphere respond. Sodium atoms begin to glow faintly in the sunlight. They create a thin, golden haze around the planet, a whisper-light atmosphere that flickers like dust suspended in a beam. You drift through that haze. The particles are too far apart to feel. You sense only the calm shimmer of light reflecting from them, a soft sparkling that soothes your eyes and your mind. In this float, the universe feels slower. Your thoughts slow with it. Each breath becomes deeper. each heartbeat softer, each moment longer. Below, the great cratered fields stretch endlessly, a map of cosmic history carved into stone. Each crater is a reminder of the early solar system, when planets formed through countless collisions. Mercury carries those memories on its skin, quietly, patiently, without ever changing them. You drift now toward the Caloris Basin once more, the enormous impact structure that shaped so much of Mercury's geology. If you hover above its center, you can see the ring-like patterns created by shockwaves long ago. These patterns look like ripples frozen in time, calm, perfect, symmetrical. The impact that formed Caloris released energy beyond any volcanic eruption on Earth. Yet, today, the basin rests in absolute silence. No smoke, no steam, only stillness. A reminder that even the most violent cosmic events eventually settle into quiet, into peace, into rest. Let that idea settle into your thoughts. Everything finds calm eventually. Every storm ends. Every heat fades. Every crater cools. Even in your own life, every intense moment softens with time. Mercury is proof of this cosmic truth. Heat rises. Heat passes. Stone remains. You drift above the basin's rim, and the sun's reflection creates a soft silver glow across the rock. A glow without movement, without flicker, pure, steady, harmonious. As you glide slowly across the surface, you notice the long day on Mercury stretching ahead. A day that lasts nearly 6 Earth weeks. This extended daylight feels restful, like a long, warm afternoon that never rushes toward evening. It gives your mind permission to move slowly, to relax deeply, to let go of urgency. Above you, the sky remains black, even at the height of day. Without air to scatter the light, the stars shine beside the sun. This strange sight, stars in daylight, adds to Mercury's dreamlike quality. You feel as though you are drifting in a place where night and day coexist, where brightness and darkness share the same moment, where opposites balance perfectly. Let that balance ease your thoughts. You do not need to choose between wakefulness and sleep. You can drift between them. You can float in the comfortable in between. The temperature rises on the sunlit side of Mercury, but in your peaceful orbit, this heat becomes a gentle glow, a golden warmth. Not overwhelming, not sharp, just present, comforting, steady. Imagine this warmth settling into your chest, into your shoulders, into the muscles behind your neck, loosening them, softening them, easing every small tension. Mercury's slow rotation means shadows move gradually. A single shadow can take hours to shift a few meters. This slow movement is calming to watch. It feels like time itself has slowed to match your breath. Long, soft, unhurried. As you drift through Mercury's daylight, your body sinks deeper into relaxation. There is nothing to chase, nothing to change, nothing to fix. Only the quiet presence of a planet that has existed in peaceful silence for billions of years. You glide over another scarp. The cliff rises beneath you like a gentle wave of stone. Its surface is worn but unbroken. It feels timeless, stable, reassuring. Below, the ground shimmers where sunlight hits metallic minerals. These minerals include a high concentration of iron and sulfur. On Earth, sulfur might smell, but here, on Mercury, there is no air, no scent, no movement. Only the quiet glimmer of ancient elements resting under a bright star. Let that silence fill you. Let it smooth the edges of your thoughts. Let it relax your mind into a deeper state of rest. As the sun rises higher, the golden haze of Mercury's exosphere becomes more visible. You drift through it once more, feeling the soft glow. The particles float around you like tiny sparks, each spark catching light in perfect stillness. The deeper you breathe, the lighter you feel. Your body relaxes. Your thoughts drift. Your mind softens. Mercury's day stretches on, calm and slow. You float with it, allowing the heat, the silence, and the golden light to guide you deeper into tranquility. Here, in the quiet world closest to the sun, your own inner world settles into peace, into balance, into rest. Part 3: The deep night side and the calm of endless shadow. As Mercury turns slowly in its long day, the opposite hemisphere slips into darkness. This night is not like Earth's night. There is no blue fading into black, no dusk, no twilight. The moment the sun dips below the horizon, the world becomes instantly silent, instantly dark, instantly cold. You drift gently toward this night side now. The light behind you fades slowly, like a lantern being carried away. Ahead of you, the shadow of Mercury stretches wide and deep. A calm, black ocean of darkness. As you cross into the night, the temperature begins to fall, not with any sensation of wind, because there is no air, only the quiet cooling of stone. A slow release of heat accumulated over weeks of sunlight. The surface radiates away its warmth, returning the world to deep cold. This cooling is peaceful, steady, predictable, a natural rhythm of the planet. Below you, the landscape looks different in the dark. Not empty, but serene. Not harsh, but quiet. The craters become soft shapes. Ridges fade into long, gentle shadows. Every outline becomes smoother, calm, and simple. The stars appear in full clarity, millions of them, sharp and bright against the perfect black of Mercury's sky. The Milky Way stretches across the firmament like a silver river. You drift through the sight, letting it fill your mind with quiet wonder. On Earth, starlight feels distant. Here, it feels immediate, present, close. With no atmosphere to blur or soften it, every star shines exactly as it is. Pure, steady, ageless. You breathe slowly as you drift deeper into the night. The darkness is comforting. It wraps around you like a soft blanket. The quiet feels endless. The peace feels ancient. Far below, certain craters on Mercury never see sunlight. These are the permanently shadowed regions near the poles. In these deep, icy pockets, temperatures are some of the coldest known in the solar system. Colder than Pluto. Colder than most places in deep space. This strange reality happens because Mercury's axial tilt is almost zero. The sun never reaches the floors of these craters. Imagine hovering above one of those eternal shadows. Inside them, water ice rests quietly. Yes, on a world so close to the sun, ice exists, frozen, preserved for millions upon millions of years, untouched, unmelted, protected by darkness. This ice glows faintly under starlight, a soft, bluish shimmer, a calm radiance from a place that has never known day. This gentle glow feels like the quiet heartbeat of Mercury's night side. Steady, slow, reassuring. Let that image settle in your mind. A cold crater filled with ice, older than human history. Silent, under a sky filled with stars. Timeless, peaceful. Still, you drift along the surface, gliding above ridges that cast long shadows. These shadows stretch for kilometers. They move so slowly that if you watched one for hours, it would shift only slightly. This slow motion is soothing. It encourages your thoughts to slow down, to match the pace of Mercury's rotation, to let go of Earth's faster rhythm. As your breath becomes deeper, the world below becomes even more tranquil. The surface is covered in fine dust called regolith. Each grain sits perfectly in place. Without atmosphere, nothing disturbs them. No wind, no erosion. Only tiny impacts from micrometeorites now and then. Slow, soft taps that barely shift the dust. This untouched dust is like a cosmic blanket. Quiet, soft in appearance, ancient in origin. It blankets the entire planet, wrapping it in stillness. Imagine drifting inches above this dust. You feel no air, no pressure, just a smooth glide through a silent world. The only movement is your gentle drift. The only sound is your breath. You glide over a crater rim, dipping slightly into the shadow inside. The temperature here would freeze metal. But for you, this cold is not frightening. It is calming. A deep, clean cold that clears the mind. It washes away the noise of thoughts. It settles your emotions. It brings clarity. It brings rest. You drift out again into starlit darkness. Above you, the stars appear brighter, more numerous. The constellations look sharper. They seem almost close enough to touch. One star, Sirius, glows intensely. A hot, young star shining with blue-white light. It flickers gently in your vision, a distant companion to Mercury's night. Another star, Betelgeuse, appears as a deep orange glow. A giant star nearing the end of its life, pulsing softly in the dark. These stars remind you of the vastness of space, of the scale beyond Mercury, beyond the solar system. Yet, instead of feeling overwhelming, this vastness feels calming. A reminder, something peaceful, something endless. Far below, the night side stretches on. Mercury's nights last long, weeks long. This extended darkness gives the planet time to cool fully, to rest. and you rest with it. Your thoughts cool. Your mind calms. Your breath slows. As you float, imagine the soft hum of the universe around you. Not a real sound, because sound cannot travel here, but a sense, a vibration, a presence. The quiet hum of cosmic background heat. A reminder of the universe's earliest moments. This hum surrounds Mercury. It surrounds you. And it steadies your breath, steadies your mind, steadies your body. You drift higher now, rising above Mercurius curvature. The night side forms a great, dark hemisphere beneath you, a bowl of shadow filled with craters and ancient plains. The horizon glows faintly at the edge, where day will eventually return. But for now, everything remains quiet. Everything remains cool. Everything remains still. Let this stillness move through you. This is a stillness older than Earth, older than life, older than memory. A stillness shaped by billions of years of cosmic peace. Let it enter your breath. Let it relax your shoulders. Let it soften your hands. Let it release tension from your spine. Let it quiet your mind. You glide now toward a massive cliff face. An escarpment so tall it could reach the top of Earth's tallest mountains. It rises from the shadow, sharp and cold, like a wall carved by time. Scientists call these lobate scarps. They form as Mercurius core contracts and the crust folds. This folding creates cliffs that look like great, slow waves, frozen in stone. You drift along the face of the scarp. Its shadow is long, soft, deep. The cold feels peaceful. The darkness feels protective, like a vast, quiet chamber carved out of the night. Above the scarp, small craters dot the plateau. Each crater holds its own shadow. Each shadow is a calm pool of darkness. And in this darkness, your own thoughts settle. Quietly, gently, easily. As you breathe slowly, the darkness begins to feel warm in its own way. Not physically warm, but emotionally soothing. A darkness that does not hide. A darkness that embraces. A darkness that invites rest. You drift lower, passing over smooth plains formed by ancient lava flows. These plains shine faintly under starlight. They look like dark lakes. Still, silent, perfectly flat. The smoothness of these plains makes your mind feel smooth, calm, even, balanced. Like the landscape itself is helping you relax. You float up again, rising slowly. Above you, the stars begin to move, not quickly, but gently. As Mercury rotates beneath you, these stars trace slow arcs across the sky, their movement almost imperceptible. This slow motion is calming, reassuring, predictable. Time on Mercury does not rush. It stretches, softens, lengthens. It gives space for rest, for quiet, for deep sleep. You drift back toward the terminator, the line between night and day. Here, the contrast between dark and light becomes soft. The horizon glows gently, a reminder that morning will return. But not yet. For now, the night remains yours, a space to rest, to breathe, to drift deeper into calm. The deeper your breath becomes, the more the night settles inside you. Your thoughts become lighter, your body softer, your mind quieter. You drift deeper into the rhythm of Mercury's long, peaceful night, and the world below continues its slow rotation, its endless dance between sunlight and shadow, its ageless journey around the sun, its perfect, silent whisper of calm. Part 4. Drifting through the exosphere and the golden breath of Mercury. As you hover between the long night and the returning glow of Mercuri's day, you enter one of the most delicate regions in the solar system, its exosphere. This is not an atmosphere in the way Earth has one. There are no flowing winds, no swirling clouds, no currents of air pressing against your skin. Instead, Mercury is surrounded by a whisper-thin halo of scattered atoms, so thin that if you gathered all of them, they would not form even a single breath of Earth's air. This exosphere is made of sodium, potassium, oxygen, calcium, and tiny traces of hydrogen. Each atom floats alone, drifting silently through space. It is an atmosphere made not of motion, but of solitude. You drift into this soft halo now. The particles do not touch you in any noticeable way, but they shimmer gently in the sunlight. Sodium atoms, especially, glow with a faint golden light. This golden glow is one of Mercury's most beautiful secrets. Invisible from Earth, without the right equipment, but up close, it feels like drifting through a cloud of tiny, floating embers, warm, gentle, and silent. As you pass through this golden haze, you feel your thoughts begin to float as well. Light, loose, soft. The mind settles when it has nothing to push against. No atmosphere to create noise. Only the quiet drift of particles that have no hurry, no direction, no weight. You glide with them now. Among them, through them. Your breath becomes slow and deep. Each inhale gathers light. Each exhale releases tension. This exosphere is created by many different processes. Solar radiation knocks atoms off Mercury's surface. Micrometeorites strike the ground and send small plumes of dust upward. Solar wind particles bounce off the crust and scatter into space. All these tiny, subtle actions build an environment that is fragile yet constant. A balance between the sun's intensity and Mercury's quiet response. Imagine drifting through a faint trail of sodium atoms. Each one has been lifted from the surface by sunlight itself. A soft release, a gentle rise, no violence, no eruption, just the quiet lift of light, pushing against stone. In the golden glow of this trail, your thoughts slow to match the pace of these drifting atoms. You begin to feel weightless, not physically, but mentally, emotionally, like the weight you carried from Earth has evaporated into the same golden haze around Mercury. Below you, the night side remains cool and calm. Ahead of you, the horizon begins to glow again. A reminder that Mercury's long day cycle is preparing to return. But there is still time to drift, still time to rest, still time to float in the gentle balance of darkness and light. As you move closer to the day side, the exosphere glows more brightly. The sodium atoms respond to the sunlight, scattering golden hues outward into space. These hues form something like a soft ATM, shimmering aura around the planet. It is not thick, not bright, but subtle, gentle, enough to make you feel like Mercury is wrapped in a thin, warm breath. Scientists have studied this exosphere carefully. They discovered that the sodium atoms behave almost like fireflies. They flicker, they brighten, they fade. They move with invisible currents formed by light pressure and solar winds. If you drift slowly enough, you can imagine following one of these tiny, glowing atoms as it floats upward. It moves without pattern, without urgency. A random walk guided only by the quiet physics of sunlight and space. Watching it drift calms you. It is so small, yet so peaceful. Its motion is effortless, weightless, drifting just as you are drifting now. As you follow it, you notice how the boundary between Mercury and space becomes soft. There is no sharp line, no clear edge. The surface blends upward into the exosphere. The exosphere blends outward into interplanetary space. Everything becomes gradual, smooth, calming. This smoothness settles into your breath. You feel your body soften, your shoulders release, your chest opens, your hands become light, your jaw loosens, your thoughts slow, your mind rests. Below, Mercury travels silently around the sun. It moves fast in orbit, nearly 47 kilometers per second. But you do not feel this speed. In space, motion is silent, smooth, gentle. It feels like floating on a calm ocean. The planet moves beneath you like a slow tide. You drift with it, guided by its quiet rhythm. The sun, from Mercury's position, dominates half the sky. It appears more than twice as wide as it does from Earth. You can feel its presence even before you see it. A warm pressure, a soft, golden hum. As you drift toward the sunrise line, a faint glow begins to form again. This glow reflects off the exosphere, turning the golden haze into a luminous veil. The particles shimmer softly, like dust in a beam of morning light. Everything feels slow. Everything feels warm. Everything feels familiar and safe. You move deeper into the glow. For a moment, the world around you seems to dissolve into soft gold. No edges, no boundaries, just warmth and light blending smoothly with shadow. This moment feels like drifting through a dream, a place where time does not matter, where the body rests, where the mind floats in quiet curiosity. The closer the sun comes to the horizon, the more the exosphere glows. Sodium atoms brighten. Potassium atoms scatter faint purple hues. Calcium atoms shimmer with a pale, icy light. These colors are faint but harmonious. They combine into a quiet, the celestial palette that eases your senses. No color is intense. Nothing overwhelms the eye. Everything blends into a soothing wash of golden, silver, and soft violet light. This harmony calms you. It smooths the waves of thought in your mind. It slows the pulse in your fingers. It deepens your breath. You drift now through a region where solar wind interacts with Mercury's magnetic field. Yes, Mercury has a magnetic field. Weak, but real. It creates a small magnetosphere around the planet, a protective bubble that deflects some charged particles. As the solar wind streams past, the magnetic field shapes it into gentle arcs and curves. These arcs create waves of charged particles moving in slow, rhythmic patterns. You cannot hear them, but you can sense their movement. A soft, subtle motion that feels like a lullaby written in physics. These particle waves glide past you like invisible tides, rising, falling, flowing quietly around Mercury. Their rhythm is steady, predictable, comforting. You drift alongside them, letting their gentle repetition guide your thoughts into deeper calm. As you follow these invisible waves, the sun begins its rise over Mercury's horizon. The first sliver of light appears sharper than an Earth sunrise, but in this meditation, beautifully soft. The golden glow expands slowly, illuminating the exosphere from within. Every particle lights up like a tiny spark, a quiet celebration of dawn. You float in this rising glow, feeling its warmth reach you even before the sun fully appears. The warmth is gentle, subtle, soft. It spreads across your mind like a calming hand, releasing tension, inviting rest, encouraging peace. Below, the surface begins to brighten. Craters catch the first golden rays. Their rims glow. Their shadows deepen. The plains shine with soft, metallic reflections. The ridges light up slowly, one after another, like a wave passing across the landscape. Everything happens slowly, softly, gracefully. Let this sunrise settle into your mind. Let it smooth your thoughts like light smoothing the darkness. Let it ease your breath like warmth easing the chill of night. Let it guide you deeper into rest. You drift higher to watch the full sunrise. The sun lifts from the horizon in perfect silence. No birds, no wind, no sound at all. Just rising light. Pure, calm, steady. This silence is healing. This light is soothing. This moment is yours. The exosphere glows brightly now, catching the full sunlight. It surrounds you with a quiet halo of gold and silver. As you breathe slowly, the particles drift with you, as if the world itself is exhaling with you. In, out, light, calm. Mercury continues its slow spin toward day, and you drift gently with it. Your thoughts quiet. Your body relaxes. Your mind rests deeper and deeper. The warmth grows soft. The light grows gentle. And the planet beneath you whispers its ancient, golden calm. Part 5. The slow heat of day and the gentle rise of light. As the sun rises higher above Mercury's horizon, its golden rays stretch farther across the rocky surface. The light does not scatter through air the way it does on Earth. It travels straight and pure, reflecting directly off stone and ancient dust. This makes shadows sharper, edges clearer, and the world beneath you feels like a calm, celestial sculpture carved from silence. You drift slowly above this landscape, letting the returning warmth settle lightly across your thoughts. The heat on Mercury's day side is immense. But here, in this peaceful guided journey, the warmth becomes soft. A comforting glow. A gentle heat that feels like a warm hand resting on your back. Not intense. Not harsh. Just steady. Reassuring. The surface begins to warm, but it warms silently. No crackling. No shifting of air. Because there is no atmosphere to carry sound. Heat here is an invisible presence, slowly expanding through stone and dust. You drift above it, feeling that calm expansion in your breath, in your ribs, in the softening of your chest. As the sun lifts, Mercury's long shadows retreat. Not quickly, not abruptly, but with slow, deliberate motion. A motion that mirrors the easing of tension in your own body. Releasing, softening, letting go. You float over a crater field where small impact basins create patterns like dimples in the stone. Each crater holds a darker center and a brighter rim, gently illuminated by the growing sunlight. These patterns repeat across the planet, forming natural mosaics shaped by billions of years. Their repetition is calming, predictable, rhythmic. Far above, the sky remains black. The sun burns brightly, but the rest of space remains unchanged. The stars still hang in place even at midday. This coexistence of day and night, bright sun, and star-filled sky creates a sense of dreamlike calm, a feeling that you are floating between realities, not fully in day, not fully in night, but suspended in a place where both gently overlap. As you drift, you pass over the smooth plains known as intercrater plains. These plains are some of the oldest surfaces on Mercury. They have existed for billions of years without change. No erosion, no rain, no flowing water, only the quiet settling of dust. A timeless calm embedded in the rock itself. Imagine looking down at these plains. Their texture is soft in the sunlight, their curves gentle, their edges subtle. Nothing here demands attention. Nothing here interrupts your drift. Your thoughts slide across them as easily as your shadow would slide across stone. You breathe slowly, and the world remains perfectly still. This stillness moves into your chest, into your hands, into the base of your spine. It helps every muscle loosen. It helps your inner world slow. As the sun climbs higher, Mercury's day begins to warm the dust. The fine grains radiate heat upward, but they do so without movement, without any sensation of air. It is a radiant warmth, silent, steady, constant. Radiation, not convection. A calm spread of energy from stone to space. This gentle rise in warmth mirrors the awakening of your body into deeper relaxation. Your shoulders sink softly. Your jaw loosens. Your breath lengthens. Everything inside you slows and eases. You drift toward a region where long cliffs cut across plains. These cliffs are reminders of Mercury's shrinking interior. The crust folded as the planet cooled, forming scarps that stretch for hundreds of kilometers. They look like giant, slow waves of stone, frozen in place, unchanging. You glide along one of these cliffs, tracing its edge with your drifting motion. The sunlight highlights its ridges, its patterns, its quiet permanence. These formations have existed longer than life on Earth. Their stability offers a profound sense of reassurance, a feeling of being anchored, safe, steady. As you drift upward, the details soften. The cliff becomes a line. The plains merge into a smooth texture. The craters become soft dimples instead of deep wounds. Distance here does not create disconnection. It creates calm, a bird's eye serenity, a perspective that quiets the mind. You breathe slowly again as the warmth settles deeper into the stone. The day on Mercury is long. There is no rush for the sun to cross the sky. No hurry for shadows to move. Everything unfolds at a pace designed to soothe. This pace becomes your own. Slow, soft, unhurried. The sun stands high now, its light spreading evenly across Mercury's surface. The heat strengthens. Nothing on Mercury stirs. No breezes. No drifting sands. No weather systems. Just stillness under constant sunlight. Let this stillness enter you. Heat without pressure. Light without glare. Silence without emptiness. The calm of a world that simply exists, unmoving, unbothered, at peace. As you glide toward the equator, you notice subtle color differences in the soil. Mercury's surface is rich in graphite, the same substance found in pencil leads. Billions of years ago, this graphite may have formed a dark crust across the planet. Today, traces of it remain, giving certain plains a slightly darker hue. This soft darkness absorbs sunlight gently, creating a warm, velvety tone. It feels soothing to the eyes, soothing to the mind. You drift over a cluster of craters where the rims catch bright highlights. Each rim glows faintly, like a ring of silver under golden light. These highlights shimmer softly as you move. Not sharp, not blinding, but quiet and gentle, like reflections on still water. This shimmering forms a pattern that relaxes your thoughts. Things become predictable, beautiful in their repetition, calm in their symmetry. Every crater a breath, every ridge an exhale. Below you, the regolith Mercury's fine dust begins to radiate heat upward. But in this journey, that heat feels like soft warmth brushing your mind. It encourages deeper relaxation. It encourages your breath to lengthen. It encourages your inner pace to match the slow rhythm of Mercury's long days. You drift higher, moving toward a region where subtle magnetic waves shift through space. Mercury's magnetic field is only about 1% as strong as Earth's, but it still interacts with solar wind in gentle ways. Charged particles curve around the planet, forming delicate arcs and waves. These invisible motions feel like cosmic tides. Slow, smooth, repetitive, the perfect pattern to soothe the mind. Imagine drifting through these gentle particle waves. They feel like warm ripples moving slowly past you. Not touching, not pushing, just flowing, providing a rhythm for your thoughts to follow. A rhythm for your breath. A rhythm for deep relaxation. As you float, you imagine the sun's warmth diffusing into Mercury's crust. The crust absorbs heat slowly, stores it, radiates it upward. A cycle that repeats every long day. This cycle mirrors your breath. Inhale warmth. Exhale tension. Inhale light. Exhale softness. You drift toward a region where the ground displays strange, spider-like formations called hollows. These are unique to Mercury. Pits formed when volatile materials escaped from the rock. They appear bright and youthful, suggesting they may still be forming even today. Their brightness is soothing. Their shapes are gentle. They look like soft indentations, as if the rock has been touched lightly by cosmic fingers. These formations feel delicate, peaceful, almost tender. You float above them with care. Their presence feels calming. They remind you that even on a harsh world, gentle features exist. Softness exists. Beauty exists. Above you, the sun glows with constant brilliance. But here, in your drifting calm, it becomes a warm, comforting presence. A golden lantern hanging in space. Its light spreads smoothly. Its warmth settles gently. The day on Mercury is vast, stretching out for weeks. This long, slow day creates an environment perfect for deep relaxation. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is hurried. Everything unfolds at the pace of breath, at the pace of calm, at the pace of deep, restorative rest. As you breathe, you sink into that pace. Your body softens further. Your thoughts quiet even more. Your inner world becomes still, quiet, warm, serene. You drift now above a wide basin filled with ancient lava flows. The surface is smooth, dark, glossy under the sun's steady glow. It feels like drifting above a calm lake, frozen in time. The reflection of sunlight is soft, muted, gentle. This softness soothes you. It eases your eyes. It eases your breath. It eases your mind. You glide higher. Mercury's horizon curves beneath you like a peaceful crescent of stone. The planet rotates slowly, carrying the warm day side forward inch by inch. This slow turning provides the perfect rhythm for drifting, for breathing, for resting. You close your eyes gently within this imagined space. You let the warmth of Mercury's long day wrap around you. You let the silence hold you. You let the ancient calm of this small world settle into your spirit. And you drift deeper into peace. Part 6. The iron heart of Mercury and the quiet pulse beneath the crust. As you drift higher above Mercury's warm dayside, the sunlight spreads evenly across the landscape, and the quiet pulse of the planet begins to reveal itself. This pulse is not sound. It is not vibration felt through air. It is the slow, ancient rhythm of Mercury's interior, an iron heart that has been cooling for billions of years. Mercury's core is enormous for its size. Nearly 85% of the planet's radius is composed of metal. Most of that is iron. This makes Mercury the most metal-rich planet in the entire solar system. Deep within this metallic sphere, heat still lingers. A soft, internal warmth. A quiet ember that has not fully faded. Imagine drifting downward, as if your awareness can travel through the crust. Below the rocky surface lies the mantle, thin compared to Earth's, but ancient and dense. Below that, the iron core. Part of this core is still molten, still slowly churning, still gently stirring in silence. This internal motion creates Mercury's magnetic field. Small, weak, but persistent. A reminder that the planet is not entirely cold inside, not entirely still. There is life in its center, not biological life, but thermal life. Heat that breathes slowly, steadily, quietly. Let that idea settle in your mind. A warm heart inside a cold, airless world, glowing softly, enduring, unrushed. This warmth radiates outward through the crust, rising with no sound and no movement of air. Only radiation, only energy traveling through stone. It is a silent warmth, a comforting presence from deep within Mercury. Imagine this warmth rising gently beneath you. Imagine it reaching your breath, reaching your hands, reaching your chest. A warmth that is ancient, calm, slow. You drift above the surface again, letting the concept of Mercury's interior become part of your relaxation. Everything inside this world moves slowly, cools slowly, unfolds slowly, just like you're breathing now. Longer inhales, longer exhales, everything easing with time. As you float, the daylight becomes smoother. The sun stands high above Mercury like a silent golden watchtower. It casts light without interruption. It fills space without flicker. This steady shine helps your thoughts settle. Steady light, steady breath, steady calm. Below, the crust expands slightly as it warms. Then, during the long night, it contracts again. This thermal rhythm is gentle, subtle. The planet inhales with warmth, exhales with cooling. Just as you inhale, just as you exhale. This sync between your body and Mercury's slow breathing is soothing. It makes you feel connected to something ancient, something steady, something peaceful. You drift toward a ridge, a curved scarp that formed when Mercury cooled enough to shrink. As the core contracted, it pulled the crust inward, creating great fractures that folded into cliffs and ridges. These formations are some of the clearest signs of Mercury's quiet evolution. A world reshaping itself without sound, without rush, without chaos. You glide along the top of one such ridge. The sunlight glows across its length. The shadow on the far side remains cool and deep. You feel the calm contrast. Warm light, cool shadow, warm breath, cool exhale. This balance helps you relax even more. It quiets your thoughts. It lengthens your breath. It softens your body. As you drift onward, you see a network of small hills and troughs, ghostly formations created by ancient tectonic shifts. They appear like tiny ripples carved into the stone floor of Mercury. Subtle, calm, endlessly repeating. These gentle patterns remind you of the patterns found in nature on Earth: ripples in sand, waves on water, rings in tree trunks, repeating forms that soothe the mind through familiarity. And yet, On Mercury, these patterns have remained unchanged for millions of years. Frozen ripples, frozen waves, frozen time. Let that stillness wash through your thoughts. Let it quiet the noise inside you. Let it remind you that silence can be a form of healing, a form of rest. Far ahead, the Calorus Basin stretches wide across the landscape. Even from high above, its circular shape stands out clearly. Once, this region was violently transformed by a massive impact. But today, it is still, silent, bathed in sunlight. A scar turned into a field of calm. This transformation from impact to stillness brings comfort. It shows that even the most intense moments eventually settle. Even great shocks become gentle over time. The universe always finds equilibrium, always returns to calm. Below you, the basin's smooth floor warms slowly under the sun. The heat spreads evenly, like a warm blanket laid across the stone. This even spread of warmth mirrors the spreading calm inside you. Slow, steady, comforting. You drift closer to the basin floor. You glide above ridges formed by the ancient shockwave. These ridges curve gracefully, forming concentric patterns, like ripples in a pond. Silent, frozen, beautiful. Their symmetry calms your mind. It gives your thoughts something soft to follow. A gentle path, a quiet flow. You breathe deeply again as the sun warms your imagined space. Light enters your breath. Warmth settles into your shoulders. Your spine relaxes. Your jaw softens. Every exhale releases more tension. You drift now toward the horizon, watching Mercury's daylight stretch endlessly. No clouds, no weather, no disturbances. Only steady sunlight bathing an ancient surface. This simplicity is healing. There is no complexity here. No rush. No distractions. Only light. Stone. Silence. You rise higher still. From this height, Mercury looks like a small, luminous sphere. Its rugged surface wrapped in sunlight. Its exosphere glowing faintly. Its iron core glowing softly from within. The combination of inner warmth and outer brilliance makes Mercury feel alive in its own quiet way. Not alive with movement, but alive with presence, with history, with calm. You feel that calm radiating toward you. Gently, consistently, like a soft hand resting over your abdomen as you breathe, like warm light settling around your shoulders, like a whisper of cosmic peace settling into your mind. You drift across the terminator again, the line between day and night. This line feels like a boundary between waking and rest, between thought and quiet, between tension and release. As you cross it, your breath deepens further. Your body grows heavier with relaxation. Your thoughts soften into gentle shapes. Everything becomes slow. Everything becomes calm. The night side waits beneath you again. Cool, silent, soothing. The stars shine brighter here. Their steady glow comforts your senses. Their quiet presence settles your mind. And as you drift above Mercury, in this state between day and night, warmth and shadow, motion and stillness, you feel yourself sinking deeper into rest. The planet's iron heart beats slowly. The sunlight spreads gently. The shadows remain soft. And your breath mirrors all of it. Slow, warm, quiet. You float in a world where every force is gentle. Every motion is slow. Every moment is peaceful. And the universe holds you with steady, ancient calm. Part 7. Floating over the frozen poles and the eternal shadows. As Mercury continues its slow rotation beneath you, your drift carries you toward the northern polar region. Here, the sunlight from the long day reaches only at extremely shallow angles. The sun hovers low on the horizon, too low to illuminate the deep craters. This creates one of the strangest and most peaceful environments in the entire solar system, the permanently shadowed regions. These regions are among the coldest known places anywhere near the sun. Cold enough for water ice to exist, despite Mercury's proximity to intense heat. Water delivered by ancient comets and asteroids settled into these deep craters. And because sunlight never reaches their floors, the ice has remained for millions, perhaps billions of years. Imagine drifting above one of these eternal shadows. The crater rim glows faintly under the sunlight. But inside, there is only darkness. A deep, velvet darkness. Still, untouched, silent. This shadow is not frightening. It is soothing. It feels like a place where time rests, where stillness gathers and settles like soft dust, where nothing has moved since ancient ages. A cradle of cosmic calm. You glide lower, just above the boundary between light and shadow. The line is sharp and delicate. The sunlight stops abruptly. The darkness begins completely. No gradient, no transition, only pure contrast. Standing at this threshold is like standing at the edge of waking thought. Behind you, the light of awareness. Before you, you hover in the quiet space between both. Inside the crater, the ice glows faintly under scattered reflections from the walls. A soft blue shimmer. Subtle. Elegant. The glow feels cool against your mind. A gentle cooling of thoughts. A soft invitation to release tension. Imagine the ice itself. Grains of frozen water older than human civilization. Lying still. Layered quietly across the crater floor. Never melting. Never disturbed. Resting in perfect equilibrium. That stillness begins to spread through your breath. Each inhale becomes a little slower. Each exhale a little deeper. Let the ancient ice guide you. Let it cool the hot corners of your thoughts. Let it soothe the restless parts of your inner world. You drift along the crater rim. The sunlight above you is warm. The shadow below is cool. You float in the balance between both sensations. Warmth on one side, coolness on the other. Peace rising from both. Light and shadow on Mercury do not flicker. They do not dance. They remain steady. This steadiness becomes a soft anchor for your mind. A gentle reminder that you can rest without fear of interruption. You continue drifting and reach another polar crater. This one deeper, wider. Its shadow stretches like a vast, dark ocean. Untouched, immobile, calm. In the deepest part of this crater, temperatures fall to around 180 degrees Celsius, cold enough to freeze almost anything. But here, in your drifting calm, this cold becomes emotional coolness, not physical chill. A soothing cool that rests softly inside your chest, easing worry, smoothing thought, cooling every warm, racing idea until it becomes still. Above the crater, Mercury's faint exosphere glows gently in the sunlight. Sodium atoms create a soft golden haze. The combination of gold above and blue ice below creates a quiet, cosmic harmony. Gold for warmth, blue for rest, light for awareness, shadow for release. You drift in this harmony, your mind swaying gently and slowly, like a leaf floating on calm water. Ahead, the landscape becomes more rugged. Craters overlap, ridges entwine. The topography is ancient and complex, but from your height, it looks like gentle ripples frozen into stone. Smooth curves, soft transitions, flowing shapes that guide your eyes into peaceful motion. You glide lower over a field of small craters. Their rims have softened with time, their edges worn down by countless micrometeorite impacts. Not enough to reshape the world, just enough to blur hard lines, softening everything into a quiet landscape of rounded forms. These rounded shapes invite your mind to soften as well. Sharp thoughts become rounded, tense feelings become smooth, hard emotions become gentle curves. As you drift further over the polar region, the sun sits low in the sky. It casts long, calm shadows across the surface. Each shadow stretches quietly, like fingers of darkness reaching across stone. The shadows change slowly, so slowly that watching them is like watching the hour hand of a clock. Barely moving, barely shifting, just steady, predictable, grounding. You breathe with that slowness. You settle into it. You let it guide you deeper into rest. Far below you, the ice reflects a faint shimmer into the silent, airless space. The reflection is subtle, silent, soothing, as if the ice itself is breathing, expanding with light, calming with shadow. This gentle breathing pattern, light expanding, shadow settling, begins to sync with your own. Inhale light, exhale shadow, inhale warmth, exhale coolness. You drift farther across the polar region and find long, narrow troughs carved by ancient tectonic activity. These troughs stretch like quiet canyons, deep, shadowed, still. They look like resting places for silence, natural reservoirs where calmness collects. You glide above them, letting the darkness inside these troughs ease your mind. The deeper the trough, the quieter your thoughts become. The darker the shadow, the calmer your breath. Above the horizon, the sun's golden disk hangs in the black sky. No clouds to veil it, no atmosphere to diffuse it. Just a pure, shimmering presence. Steady, stable, eternal. Its light feels warm and secure. A cosmic guardian, a beacon of calm. Its warmth brushes your shoulders in your imagination. Soft, comforting, assuring. As you drift onward, you pass over a region where sunlight grazes the ground at the faintest angle. This creates long, bright streaks of light across the rough surface. These streaks look like brushstrokes, gentle, artistic, smooth. Streaks painted slowly across stone by the sun over millions of years. A cosmic artwork shaped by time and silence. You glide through these streaks. The light feels like soft hands smoothing your mind. The shadows feel like cool blankets quieting your thoughts. Eventually, you rise higher, seeing the entire polar region stretched out beneath you. An immense patchwork of light and shadow. Golden ridges, blue ice, dark troughs, soft plains. Everything formed in silence. Everything resting in stillness. Mercury's poles are places where extremes meet gently. Heat from the sun above, cold in the shadows below. Light in the sky, darkness in the craters. Warmth rising, coolness resting. This balance becomes your own. Your breath finds equilibrium. Your thoughts settle into harmony. Your inner world becomes calm. You drift above the pole in a wide, slow circle. The world beneath you does not rush. It does not change quickly. It simply exists quietly, peacefully, eternally. And in this endless stillness, you feel yourself drifting deeper into rest. Light above, shadow below, warmth around you, coolness within you, silence everywhere, peace in every breath. Mercury holds you gently in its ancient calm, and you drift deeper, quieter, further into the soft, cosmic sleep that waits. Part 8. Riding the slow orbit and the quiet dance around the sun. As you continue drifting above Mercury's northern pole, the planet's slow rotation carries you gradually toward the terminator again, the soft boundary where day and night meet. Here, the sun clings low to the horizon, spreading a gentle golden glow that wraps around the planet like a warm ribbon. This transition between day and night is one of the most peaceful scenes Mercury offers. In this place, light does not fall harshly. It does not rise too quickly. It expands slowly, brushing the stony surface with a soft touch. The shadows stretch long and graceful. The sunlight glides over them like warm breath, smoothing cool fabric. You drift into this light, letting it guide your breath. Inhale as warmth spreads. Exhale as shadows lengthen. Inhale light. Exhale calm. Below you, the surface begins to glow as the sun returns from behind the horizon. But Mercury's horizon is different from Earth's. The sky does not change color. The black remains. The sun appears as a brilliant orb, rising into pure darkness. This contrast, golden light in black sky, creates a feeling of being outside of time, of drifting through a place where dawn is not a beginning, but a gentle continuation. Not an awakening, but a soft easing into presence. The light grows stronger as the minutes pass. But minutes feel strange here. Mercury's day stretches for weeks. Every moment unfolds slowly, elegantly, with no rush. Let that slowness into your breath. Let it stretch your thoughts. Let it soften your inner pace. As you rise higher above the surface, Mercury's orbit around the Sun becomes more apparent. The planet moves through space at nearly 47 kilometers per second, the fastest of all the planets. Yet, from your vantage point, this speed feels like quiet drifting, smooth, effortless, silent, motion without resistance, motion without sound, motion without pressure. You drift with Mercury, carried around the Sun in its ancient path. The Sun's intense light reflects off Mercury's rocky sphere, creating a halo of brilliance. But this brilliance becomes warm and gentle in your imagined journey, a soft golden glow spreading across the stone, calming, comforting, steady. Mercury's orbit is not a perfect circle. It is elliptical, meaning the planet moves closer to the Sun at perihelion and farther at aphelion. This constant shift in distance creates subtle changes in sunlight and gravitational pull. But from here, these changes feel like slow, cosmic breathing. Closer, farther, warmer, cooler. A rhythmic pattern written into the fabric of Mercury's motion. A rhythm you can feel as you drift. You glide above the equatorial regions now. These regions receive the strongest sunlight, yet the stillness remains. The silence remains. Even at the height of day, nothing stirs. No wind, no movement, only the quiet spread of heat across stone. Imagine drifting through that heat. In this meditative space, the heat becomes a warm glow, softening the inside of your chest. A gentle radiance easing tension from your shoulders. A slow warmth wrapping around your hands. The kind of warmth that makes your body feel heavy and loose. Below, Mercury's plains stretch endlessly. Smooth surfaces shaped by ancient lava flows. Rocky ridges etched by billions of years of micro-impacts. Craters overlapping craters in complex, quiet mosaics. Yet, from above, the complexity becomes simple, unified, calming. Every line and shadow melts into soft patterns. Every ridge becomes a gentle curve. Every crater becomes a rounded impression. This softening of the landscape invites your mind to soften as well. Hard thoughts dissolve. Sharp anxieties round off into calm. Your inner world becomes as smooth as the plains below. You drift closer to the surface, feeling the long waves of heat radiating upward. The warmth is constant, but not demanding. It encourages you to release tension, to let your muscles sink, to allow your breath to flow at Mercury's slow and peaceful pace. Far ahead, you see another scarp, a long cliff formed by the contracting crust. This one is particularly tall, rising like a silent wall of stone. Its smooth curve catches the sunlight, forming a bright arc across the landscape. Its shadow trails behind it in a soft, dark line. You glide along its length. The cliff feels ancient, enduring, a quiet spine of the planet, a backbone of calm stone, supporting the silent plains. As you trace the scarp, your mind follows its smooth curve. No sharp angles, no sudden shifts, only a long, steady line that guides your thoughts into deeper stillness. You breathe with it, slow, long, gentle. Mercury's magnetic field subtly shifts around you as you drift above the dayside. Its weak magnetosphere creates small, delicate curtains of charged particles. Not auroras like Earth, but faint arcs of electric motion, invisible to the eye, felt only as a soft, rhythmic pulse in the space around you. Imagine these pulses now, soft waves brushing past your awareness, not touching your body, but gliding through your mind. Slow ripples of calm, subtle tides of ease, cosmic whispers that guide you deeper into rest. As you drift farther, the sun's light grows more even, more constant. It fills your vision with warm gold. It smooths every shadow. It calms every thought. Yet Mercury's sky remains black. This creates a peaceful contrast. Warmth below, darkness above, light on the plains, shadow in space. The duality is perfect for relaxation. High energy from the sun, deep calm from the vacuum of space. Your mind floats between these two forces, balanced, centered, quiet. You drift upward again, gaining a wider view. Mercury's round shape becomes fully visible. Sunlit terrain glowing softly. Nightside resting in deep, cool calm. A sphere of contrast and harmony. The terminator line moves slowly across the surface as Mercury rotates. This movement is subtle, barely noticeable. A slow, gentle slide of shadow into light, and light into shadow. A perfect cosmic lullaby. You follow this line for a while, drifting above it like a feather floating along a breeze that does not exist. The line feels sacred, the meeting of warmth and coolness, the balance of awareness and rest. And as you follow it, your breath sinks deeper, your thoughts dissolve further, your entire being becomes soft and still. Below, the plains shimmer under direct sunlight. Above, the stars remain visible. Beside you, Mercury's faint exosphere drifts as a golden haze. Around you, the vacuum of space holds everything in perfect silence. You exist in the center of calm, wrapped in quiet, held in light, supported by an ancient world that has spent billions of years becoming exactly what it is: peaceful, steady, enduring. You drift deeper into that peace, into that steadiness, into that ancient calm. Part 9. The long silence of noon and the deep drift toward inner calm. As you drift further above Mercury's sunlit hemisphere, the slow morning light gives way to the long, steady glow of approaching noon. On Earth, noon is brief, a moment when the sun reaches its peak. But on Mercury, noon stretches across days. Sunlight lingers, shadows shrink, heat rises slowly, filling the surface with steady warmth. You glide into this phase without rush. There is no hurry here, no urgency, only the gentle, predictable rhythm of a world that rotates at a patient pace. Your breath adjusts naturally, slower, deeper, more grounded. The landscape below becomes brighter as the sun climbs higher. Its rays fall nearly straight onto the stone, lighting the plains with a soft metallic shimmer. Mercury's surface reflects sunlight differently than Earth's. No atmosphere scatters the rays. No clouds diffuse the brightness. The reflections are direct, sharp around the edges. But here, in your drifting calm, they soften into a quiet glow. Imagine that glow brushing across your mind, a gentle stroke of warm light, smoothing your inner world, warming the cool spaces of thought until everything becomes balanced and steady. You drift lower, hovering above a wide region of smooth plains. These plains stretch for hundreds of kilometers. They form silent, expansive fields where ancient lava once flowed. Now, they lie still, unmoving, undisturbed. This stillness is comforting. It invites your thoughts to lie quietly with it. No movement, no effort, just gentle rest. The ground begins to radiate heat upward. But on Mercury, heat rises in a unique way. With no wind to carry it, the warmth spreads like a soft, invisible tide. Not pushing, not lifting, just expanding outward in all directions. You can imagine this warmth now. A slow tide rising toward you. Gentle, steady. A tide that does not disrupt your drift, but supports it, lifting you just enough to feel weightless. Your body becomes lighter in this imagined warmth. Your breath becomes softer. Your thoughts settle deeper. As you rise slightly, the horizon stretches in every direction. You see the curve of Mercury's sphere beneath you. Sunlit stone glowing like warm metal. The distant terminator marking the edge of night. The black sky filled with unblinking stars. This combination of light and darkness provides the perfect balance for relaxation. Warmth steadies your breath. Coolness clears your mind. Stars offer perspective. Silence offers rest. You drift now toward a crater where the sun sits directly overhead. The shadow of the crater's rim shrinks to a thin outline. Inside, the brightness feels complete, full, but soothing, not intense, not overwhelming. Light here feels like warm water, surrounding, holding, softening every part of you. You glide slowly across the crater, letting the warmth soak into your imagination. Your chest loosens. Your shoulders sink. Your arms grow heavier. Your body relaxes deeply. Far below, the regolith, Mercury's fine dust, begins to glow faintly under the sun. The dust grains reflect sunlight like tiny crystals. Millions of microscopic points of light shimmer across the surface. Together, they resemble a calm field of stars scattered on stone. This subtle glitter is soothing, soft, almost hypnotic, a visual lullaby shaped by nature. Each sparkle quiets a thought. Each reflection slows a breath. Each shimmer eases your mind. You drift higher again, watching the plains and craters blend into a unified texture. No sharp boundaries, only smooth transitions. Soft curves, gentle lines shaped by time. Above the surface, Mercury's weak magnetic field continues to sway softly in the solar wind. These sways are too subtle to feel physically, but in your drifting state, they become emotional tides, quiet pulses of calm, rhythmic waves of stillness. The universe humming gently beneath your awareness. These pulses move through you now, slow, warm, reassuring. Each one invites you deeper into relaxation. Each one softens your inner world. You drift toward a region known as the Kuiper Crater Basin. Its rim rises gently. Its interior lies smooth and bright. From impact, melt. You glide down into its calm, bowl-like shape. The walls curve upward around you, creating a natural cradle of rock. A quiet basin, a peaceful, ancient bowl, where the universe feels closer. The sun shines down directly into the basin. Its light feels warm and centered. The shadows along the rim, the symmetry of it settles into your breath. Steady, balanced, even. Imagine lying gently inside this crater basin. Imagine the warmth filling the airless silence around you. Imagine the golden light settling softly onto your skin. Imagine your breath syncing with the slow rotation of the world beneath you. Everything feels slower here. Everything feels quieter. Everything feels softer. You breathe in. The warmth expands inside your chest. You breathe out. Your muscles loosen and fall deeper into ease. The sun grows brighter as Mercury moves slowly toward local noon. But the brightness is not harsh in this meditative space. It becomes a warm glow that clears the inner fog from your thoughts. A mental sunrise spreading across your mind, opening, smoothing, softening. You drift upward again, following the curve of Mercury's surface. The setting of your inner world becomes simpler. Your thoughts dissolve into gentle shapes. Your emotions settle into soft pools of calm. High above, the sky remains filled with stars, even under the noon sun. This creates a surreal beauty, a quiet contradiction. Daylight below, starlight above, both existing together without conflict. Light from two worlds blending in one moment of rest. You drift through this moment. Light above, light below, silence everywhere. Mercury continues its path around the sun. The planet glides smoothly through space. No friction, no turbulence, only motion in perfect quiet. A cosmic cradle moving steadily through the void. You drift with it, held in its path, carried peacefully around the sun. The orbit becomes a soft rhythm beneath your awareness. Farther, closer, warmth shifting slowly, light changing gently, a heartbeat of planetary motion. This heartbeat settles into your breath, into your chest, into your entire being. You drift in sync with Mercury now. You drift with the ancient rhythm of its orbit. You drift with the slow, warm silence of its noon. And everything inside you sinks deeper into calm, deeper into softness, deeper into rest. Above you, the universe remains vast and quiet. Below you, Mercury remains warm and still. Around you, sunlight flows like liquid gold. And within you, a deep, quiet relaxation continues to grow. You float through this moment, weightless, timeless, completely at peace. Part 10. The silent expansion of heat and the gentle drift toward Mercury's inner stillness. As you drift high above Mercury's surface, the sun reaches a steady height in the sky, bringing the world into the quiet fullness of midday. This midday is not a single moment. It lasts for days. The light does not flicker. The heat does not surge. Everything unfolds slowly, evenly, silently. You glide through this warm silence, feeling the steady glow settle into your breath. The warmth does not rush toward you. It expands gently. A slow wave of golden energy that spreads across stone and into space. Below you, the surface radiates heat upward in a calm, constant flow. The regolith absorbs sunlight without sound, without movement. The heat rises in smooth, invisible currents. It feels like drifting above a warm, tranquil sea. Imagine your body resting above this warm sea of stone. Imagine the heat supporting you, lifting you, holding you with gentle hands made of light. The warmth wraps softly around your thoughts, easing them further into quiet. You drift downward toward a rugged region dotted with layered crater walls. Over billions of years, countless impacts have shaped this surface. But all of that violence is far in the past. What remains now is only stillness, only silence, only the gentle presence of a world that has learned to rest. Each crater wall catches sunlight on one side, creating bright slopes. The opposite side falls into cool shadow. This alternating pattern of warm brightness and soft shadow resembles slow breathing across the landscape. Light expands. Shadow rests. Light expands again. Shadow rests again. You feel your breath sinking naturally with this rhythm. Inhale warmth. Exhale coolness. Inhale brightness. Exhale shadow. This gentle cycle relaxes your mind even further. Thoughts fade into soft shapes. Inner tension dissolves. Your breath becomes steady and deep. You glide toward one of the large impact structures known as a peak ring basin. These basins form when the rebound from an impact creates a ring of mountains inside a larger crater. From above, they look like calm circles within circles. A natural mandala, a geological pattern shaped by ancient force, now frozen into absolute stillness. You drift above this ring. Its peaks rise gently from the crater floor. Their shadows curve around them in graceful arcs. The symmetry of the ring soothes you. Its circular form quiets your thoughts. Its gentle lines feel like soft hands guiding your breath toward deeper rest. As you rise higher, the whole basin becomes a peaceful bowl of light. The sun fills it from above. The shadows lie softly inside. Nothing stirs. The airless silence wraps around the structure like a calm embrace. Above the basin, Mercury's thin exosphere continues to glow faintly. Sodium atoms shimmer in the heat. Potassium atoms drift in delicate trails. They create a golden aura that moves gently as Mercury rotates. This aura looks like warm dust, floating in light. Imagine drifting through this golden layer again. Feel the softness of the light brushing your thoughts. Feel the glow smoothing your inner world. Feel the vast quiet making space inside you for deeper and deeper rest. You continue drifting across the surface, following Mercury's slow noon. No clouds pass. No wind moves. Only the sun's quiet presence. Only the planet's slow breathing. Only silence stretching endlessly in every direction. This silence feels ancient. It feels like the memory of the solar system itself. A memory older than Earth, older than oceans, older than life. You inhale this ancient calm. You exhale the noise of your day. Everything becomes softer. Everything becomes distant. Everything becomes peaceful. Below, you see a field of bright patches known as hollows. These hollows form when volatile materials near the surface evaporate into space. They leave behind pits with bright, fresh surfaces. These bright patches shine softly under the sun. They look like small pools of light scattered across dark plains. You float above them. Their brightness feels gentle, like starlight resting on stone. Their shapes feel young, clean, simple. Observing them quiets your thoughts even more. You drift onward, following Mercury's slow arc. As the sun continues its long midday climb, the planet's surface warms deeper. Stone expands. Dust radiates heat. The quiet warmth settles into the landscape like liquid gold. This warmth feels like a comforting hand on your back. A soft pressure, encouraging your body to sink deeper into calm. Your muscles loosen. Your breath deepens. Your entire body softens into a state of weightless rest. The horizon glows slightly brighter as the sun approaches its highest point. From your drifting perspective, noon becomes a long plateau of warm light. A calm, extended moment of clarity and stillness. You linger in this moment, letting the quiet of Mercury's midday flow through you. Above, the black sky remains filled with stars. Their stillness is grounding. Their presence is reassuring. They remind you that the universe is vast, calm, steady, that you are floating safely within it, that you are held in its quiet embrace. As you drift higher, you see Mercury's curvature again. Sunlight covers half the sphere. Shadow covers the rest. The entire planet moves gently in its orbit. Silent, steady, graceful. You drift with it, carried by its slow momentum. The warmth below continues to soften your breath. The stars above continue to calm your thoughts. You find yourself sinking deeper into inner quiet, deeper into softness, deeper into peace. Far below, the heat continues to expand through Mercury's surface. Slow, steady, gentle. This expansion feels like the slow unfurling of calm inside your chest. A warm bloom of tranquility spreading outward through your body. You inhale lightly. Warmth rises. You exhale slowly. Shadow settles. The rhythm is perfect. The silence is complete. The calm is absolute. You drift just above the sunlit surface, carried by the soft illusion of warmth rising from stone. Your awareness floats effortlessly. Your mind becomes light as dust. Your breath becomes long as Mercury's day. In this deep calm, the planet's stillness becomes your stillness. The sun's gentle warmth becomes your warmth. The silence of the airless sky becomes your silence. You drift in perfect harmony with Mercury's long noon. Nothing rushes. Nothing pushes. Nothing interrupts. Everything is peace. Everything is softness. Everything is warm, slow, calm, and you sink deeper into it. Deeper, deeper into the warmth, deeper into silence, deeper into rest. Part 11. The quiet plateau of daylight and the soft descent toward cosmic stillness. The sun stands high above Mercury's skyless horizon as you continue drifting over the warm, silent plains. No clouds soften its glow. No air scatters its light. The golden rays fall straight, pure and unwavering onto the stone below. This steadiness is calming. Unchanging light, unbroken warmth. A moment that stretches not for minutes, but for days. You drift through this extended noon like a leaf carried slowly across a tranquil sea. There is no wind, no turbulence, only gentle motion, guided by Mercury's slow rotation and the soft pull of its gravity. Below, the ground glows faintly under the sun's constant presence. Smooth plains shine with quiet, metallic reflections. Craters soften, their shadows shrinking to thin rings. Every shape becomes gentle in the warm light. Every hard edge becomes still and calm. Your breath follows this stillness. It flows more slowly, more quietly, more deeply. You glide over a region shaped by ancient lava flows, known as the Northern Smooth Plains. Once, these plains were liquid stone, molten, flowing, glowing. But today, they are frozen seas of calm, flat, silent, unmoving. Imagine the quietness of that stone. Imagine the absolute stillness held in each cooled wave of rock. Imagine the peace that comes from a landscape untouched for millions of years. That peace drifts upward into your awareness. It rests gently on your thoughts. It cools your inner world until everything becomes slow and soft. You rise slightly higher, seeing how the sun's light spreads smoothly across the hemisphere. There are no interruptions, no clouds blocking it, no storms rising from the surface, only consistent, warm illumination flowing across stone. This consistency feels grounding, predictable, reassuring, a perfect mirror for the steady rhythm of your breath. In, out, warmth, calm. As you drift, Mercury's faint magnetic field continues to interact with solar wind. The solar wind streams past the planet in a smooth, constant flow. Charged particles gently curve around Mercury's magnetosphere, forming soft arcs and invisible waves. In your mind, these waves become soothing motions, a quiet rocking sensation, like drifting on a calm cosmic tide. A tide without sound, without pressure, only gentle, rhythmic movement. Imagine those tides now. Feel them sway through your thoughts. Soft, slow, steady. They guide you deeper into rest, deeper into quiet, deeper into peace. Below, the plains merge into a vast region of intercrater terrain. This terrain is one of the oldest surfaces on Mercury, perhaps older than any exposed region on Earth. It has watched billions of years pass in silence. It has held its shape through ages of calm. Its stability is comforting. It reminds you that some things do not need to change. Some things remain peaceful simply by existing. You drift above this ancient surface, letting its timeless calm settle into your breath. The longer you drift, the quieter the world becomes. The sun's warmth steadies. The shadows soften. Even your inner voice grows distant, like a whisper falling asleep. You glide toward a region of gentle hills created by tectonic pressure. These hills form rolling waves of stone, not sharp, not abrupt, just quiet swells, rising and falling like the surface of a still ocean. Your breath follows the hills, rising, falling, rising, falling, each gentle slope easing your mind deeper into relaxation. As you continue drifting, the sun's light reaches its most consistent intensity. This is peak noon. But instead of harshness, the light feels warm and nurturing. A blanket of golden calm. Soft, steady, healing. You drift just above the surface, gliding through the radiant stillness. No sound rises to meet you. No wind touches you. Only the warmth of sunlight and the quiet of stone. Imagine this warmth now in the center of your chest. A golden sphere expanding gently with each inhale. A soft glow receding with each exhale. A calm pulse of heat and light guiding your body into deeper rest. Far below, the dust begins to shine like tiny mirrors. Sunlight bounces off each grain. These reflections form a subtle sparkle across the plains. A quiet glitter that moves only with your drifting motion. This glitter is soft and hypnotic. It slows your thoughts. It calms your senses. It makes your body feel heavy and grounded, yet weightless at the same time. You rise again, higher, slowly, effortlessly. From this altitude, Mercury appears like a glowing sphere of gold and gray. No atmosphere blurs the surface. The details remain clear. The light remains pure. The contrast between day and night forms a steady, calming ring around the planet. This clarity brings a deeper sense of stillness, a sense of perspective, a reminder that the universe is vast and quiet, and that you are drifting peacefully within it. You glide gently above the dayside. The planet's rotation is slow enough that you barely feel movement, but it is there, a quiet turning, an ancient rhythm, a cosmic lullaby. As the ground radiates heat, the airless sky remains perfectly cold. This contrast creates an emotional balance inside you. Warmth below, coolness above, peace wrapped around you like two soft blankets layered together. This balance helps your thoughts fall silent. Your worries drift away. Your breath becomes long and deep. Your body becomes heavy and relaxed. You drift toward a ridge of gentle hills. Their shadows stretch slightly behind them. These shadows look like soft brushstrokes painted in charcoal. Each shadow rests calmly. Each shadow feels like a cool pocket where your mind can settle. You glide into the feeling of those cool shadows. You allow them to ease your inner temperature, to calm the warm edges of your thoughts, to center you in quiet. Far ahead, the plains widen again. A vast, open world under a sky full of distant stars. The stars do not twinkle here. They shine steadily. Their constant glow adds another layer of calm to the moment. You drift beneath them, suspended between sunlight and starlight, between warmth and cold, between ancient stone and infinite space. Every part of this place supports your rest. The light supports it. The silence supports it. The warmth supports it. Even the emptiness supports it. As you drift, your breath grows even slower, even deeper, even quieter. You feel yourself entering a new level of stillness, a deeper layer of calm, a place inside you where even thoughts move softly, where even emotions rest gently, where even time feels slow. Mercury's long day continues, but you feel no rush. The sun continues to warm the surface, but you feel no intensity. The planet continues to drift through space, but you feel completely still. You are drifting with Mercury, wrapped in its ancient calm, held in its silent embrace, guided by the warmth of its long noon. Every moment brings you deeper into peace, deeper into softness, deeper into cosmic rest. As our quiet drift above Mercury comes to a gentle close, feel the last traces of warmth from the long, golden day settling softly around you. Let the silence of this small world stay with you a moment longer. The calm stillness, the steady light, the ancient breath of stone and shadow. You have floated across a planet shaped by billions of years of quiet. You have rested above plains frozen in time. You have drifted through golden exospheres and deep, eternal night. You have matched your breath to Mercury's slow rotation. You have felt warmth rise, and shadow settle, and calm deepen. Now, carry this ease with you. Carry this softness into your dreams. Let Mercury's silence stay beneath your thoughts like a smooth foundation. Let its warmth rest gently over you like a blanket of quiet light. If sleep is arriving for you now, let it come naturally. Let it move toward you softly, like the slow sunrise over Mercury's horizon. Effortless, warm, quiet. And if you remain awake a little longer, simply continue drifting. Continue breathing with the gentle rhythm of this ancient world. There is no hurry. There is no pressure. Only stillness. Only warmth. Only space to rest. Thank you for joining this calm journey. Thank you for drifting with us through Mercury's solar whisper. May the peace you found here stay with you through the night. Rest well. Sleep deeply. Good night.